Hi, this is Jennifer Scrapping King. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing a train layout. This is for our day out with Thomas, and these are the photos that we took with Thomas the train. And I wanted to document my son making the comment that he's not real, his eyes aren't moving. And I also included that in the journaling. I'm using a lot of stash, mainly basic gray and close to my heart. That yellow paper is the close to my heart paper. Everything else is basic gray. So it is no longer available, unfortunately. Um, but I want to get these papers used and out of my stash. So here's the chipboard stars that I actually end up not using. I don't use the acrylic stars either. I kind of go a different route and kind of keep it fairly simple. I do use a lot of the 49 and Market scraps that I'm showing here, or ephemera pieces, not scraps. That piece there is actually a die cut. And then there's tickets and leaves and just a few little labels here and there. When I lay them down, I will tell you what they say. But those are the embellishments that I chose to use. And then these letters here are from Basic Gray also, and those are the letters that I'm going to use. I did video this, but my camera cut out and I wasn't aware. So I pieced the background together by using strips of the paper, and I laid the gray paper down first, and then I cut 1-inch borders for the blue, but at the top I tucked it in so it's actually like 3/4, I believe, at the top. And then I cut 1/4 strips of paper with the circle paper and the black cardstock, and then laid those down. And then the yellow strip in between, I wanted to be able to put the two Thomas photos on there. And then to the right hand side, I'm actually going to have a little flap with the ticket, and then the photo and the journaling is going to be inside. So right now I'm just laying the photos down, and then I will start the embellishment. Because I didn't video the putting the background together, it's actually going to be a fairly fast video. I had no issue cutting the photos since I'm not really cutting through a face or anything. It's just the front part of the train, but that kind of helps it cross the layout, especially since it's 8.5 by 11. It gives me a little bit more room if I do it that way. I'm just erasing the pencil marks, and then in between the photos, I do plan on putting letters. So that's why I left space in between the two Thomas photos in the middle. And then the photo on the right hand side, I'm standing with him in front of Thomas. He's sitting on Thomas, and then the conductor is standing there. So, and then in the other photo, it's just my son sitting on Thomas. And I actually did not get the conductor in the photo. I took that photo just because I wanted them to look different, and I also wanted to be a little bit closer up to my son. Even though these are not the best quality photos, I think because it was so bright and sunny that day, but also back then I didn't have the best camera, so I just made it work. But here you can see I'm laying the ticket down. I did take a piece of the 49 and Market ticket paper, and I placed it on the back side of the Thomas ticket. And then I also used the circle paper to make the hinge for the little flip so that it can flip up. And I can either cut a slit in the page protector and let it poke out, or I can just leave it in. Whoever flips it, and whoever doesn't. But since I added kind of part of the journaling on as the title, most people will probably be like, well, what's the story behind it? So that's when I'll say, if you look inside, you can flip it open and read the journaling. But also, like I said, I can make it so that it will poke out of the protective sleeve, and then you'll be able to just flip it open and read the journaling. And the photo will be protected because the photo's on the side that it would be under the page protector. So that's probably what I'll do. But my ATG decided to have a little fit, so I didn't reload it. I just started using the double-sided tape. That was just because I was in the middle of creating, so I didn't really want to stop. And sometimes I do that. I really don't like using double-sided tape unless I'm doing shakers or other things, but I was just impatient and didn't want to mess with it. For some reason, it broke. The tape broke, so it wasn't working correctly. So here I'm going to add this little railroad sign, and I couldn't decide if I was going to yell it, if I was going to add it behind my photo or if I was going to add it behind the journaling. I decided to go ahead and add it behind the photo and add a leaf. And then I will actually take another little piece of paper that says in the moment, and that will be from the, what is that, the close to my heart paper, the yellow paper. At the top, there was words. So I just cut out one of them that says in the moment, and then it'll have the journaling. In the journaling, there is a close up of the journaling if you would like to read it, but I will read it to you just because it is part of the layout and it explains why I put the title there, which it was Jeremiah and I went to see Thomas the Tank Engine in person at the Colorado Railroad Museum in Golden, Colorado on October 14th, 2002. Jeremiah was so excited to see Thomas. He waved and yelled to Thomas as he rode around the train yard. After yelling his name a few times, he said, "He's not real. His eyes aren't moving." Only a true Thomas fan would notice this. In the cartoons, when you talk to Thomas or when Thomas talks, his eyes roll around and move. So Jeremiah caught on to that his eyes actually did not move. So he was kind of disappointed with that his eyes didn't move. He also didn't talk. When we, got closer to him, he was expecting him to talk, and they didn't have any kind of recording or anything like that of him talking. So he's like, he's not real. He's just a fake Thomas. But he still enjoyed the ride, and he enjoyed being at the train yard and seeing all the trains. But I think his little 4-year-old heart was kind of broken that, he wasn't talking and his eyes weren't moving. But he wasn't too traumatized by it. Like I said, he still enjoyed Thomas, and when we got home, he was really excited to watch the cartoons again. But I thought it was kind of funny journaling to keep in the layout. And I'm glad that I did it back in the day. That's the reason, if you notice, there's blue marks on it because I had it attached to blue cardstock, just in his album, just so that you could see the journaling and you could see the photos. But I hadn't actually scrapbooked the layout. But I'm glad I did the journaling back then because I'm not sure I would have remembered the whole story, although I haven't really forgotten the story because I always thought it was pretty funny that he noticed that his eyes didn't move and he didn't talk. But anyways, there's my layout. I'm done for the day, and I will see you guys tomorrow with the Spiegel Mom Scraps layout with 2 shaker pockets on it. And this one here is using up lots of stash. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!